you're unique in the veterinary profession for two reasons. You've got a lot of background that really, sets you aside from the average vet student, both on business management, the careers you've had. It's really going to help your career in general. But the thing I wanted to talk to you about was you also have a family. And yeah, I'm assuming you had kids prior to entering vet school. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did.
So how do you, as a student, balance the family life with, so you have three things to juggle. You've got vet school, you've got family, and now you've got this entrepreneurial project as well. So how do you balance it all?
Yeah, well, it's been crazy. That is really a huge challenge. That's the biggest challenge. My top priority in life is my family, and I'm sure it is for a lot of people. And I have to, unfortunately, I hate to have to schedule them in, but I have to schedule in time for everybody in my family. And I tried to plan like a daddy-daughter date once a month or father-son outing once a month, and then dates with my wife. I try to do it once a week. Sometimes it doesn't work out like that. And those times are sacred to me, and I don't do work. I don't do school during those times, I just have to do a lot of scheduling and prioritizing. That's the trick.
No, and I think that's great. I think that's awesome because there's a lot of talk in the industry about balancing those things: work, career, career, entrepreneurship, family. And they always say, "I'm doing 2 out of 3. Which one do you think is being lost?" And I find that we as veterinarians are, because our lifestyle is so variable. There's never a vet that I know that is say I'm going to be home by 5 and actually can be home by 5. Never the business runs that it just doesn't happen that way. So we've got incredibly generous spouses. I see behind every great vet is an even greater spouse, right? Because
that's true.
They tolerate all this stuff, and the kids. My son, it's so funny when the clinic calls, I can see the look on his face, and in my position, I have to answer that call, right? Because it's usually a problem and stuff like that. So I understand that. So I think that's great to schedule that. And that's great advice for someone, whether they're in vet school or not. Outside of vet school, you have to have that time set aside because it is, this is our career and we love it, but it's not our life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's great advice. That's great.
And I know a lot of vets get burned out. And I think it's really important to have a day, or at least sometimes every week, that you take breaks from work or whatever you're doing.
Yeah. So what's your stress relief, or what do you do on your breaks other than family? So what do you do?
I actually paint. I'm a painter.
Oh, okay. Like watercolor, oil, doesn't matter. Or...
It doesn't really matter. I'm really into watercolor right now. I got a watercolor set for my wife, and it's been great using it. And I'm really getting into it.
That's awesome. Do me a favor, send a couple photos of your artwork.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you paint? Like, what's your favorite thing to paint?
I actually do a lot of like Disney characters just for my kids and stuff.
Okay, you got to send those over. It's funny.
Okay.
And I interviewed 3 weeks ago. She's a certified veterinary technician, and look her up, cartoonmydog.com.
Okay.
So she's a certified veterinary technician, and she will take photos or videos of your pet and make them into a cartoon character, and it's Disney-esque. The other thing is my classmate, I'll never forget, she's an internal medicine specialist now. She was at Ross, and now she's at my alma mater, but I remember her in class. So we sat at the front, and she would doodle the whole time. She's a wonderful artist. Doodle like crazy, and yet get the whole lesson down. As I would be sitting there, I'd be distracted. I'd be watching her doodling. I wouldn't learn a thing, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot to be said about that. I think that that says a lot about your creativity. I think that a lot of successful vets have this creative element in their brain that they do other things, and I think that's where those ideas are bubbling. It's that hemisphere that you're using in the brain. I think it's awesome. No, more power to you on that. That's so great. Yeah. Well, Cory, I got to tell you, it's been a great conversation, and as always with great conversations, time goes like this.
Yeah.
Time is up. So glad you connected with me early this morning. Thanks so much again. Thanks so much.
No
again.
problem.
I hope you can grab some coffee and enjoy the rest of the day with your family. Thanks for watching, and if you liked today's show, please subscribe. And remember, love your pet like they love you, unconditionally. Have a great day.